Hi guys, it's your boy the Supreme Leader. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also click the bell button after subscription. First, let me notify my group members that I am on live. Guys, I am on live now. Yes, so first of all, let me send, what do you call it? Let me send a link. Let me send a link first to share. Let me see. All right, so yes, so African African passport wahala. African passport wahala. So what is your experience, guys? What is your experience? I never had a good experience traveling with an African passport. Uh, you know, before, okay, I have never had. Let me post this. Yes, African passport wahala. All right, so yes, I have always had problems traveling with African passport. My African passport is simply a Ghanaian passport. Okay, I am originally from Ghana, and I traveled with Ghanaian passport in the beginning of my travel, and it has never been easy for me. Yes, even traveling with African passport within Africa is a big problem. Okay, it's a big problem. I don't know if some of you have your own experiences when it comes to traveling within Africa with what do you call it, with African passport. But in my case, I have never ever had any smooth travel with my African passport. Ever since I started using it, I have traveled with my African passport so much. Okay, my African passport, I have traveled with it so much. I think I have it here closed somewhere. And I remember the problem I went through when I traveled to South Africa. When I went to South Africa, I remember that was in 2003. Yeah, 2003. I traveled to South Africa using my Ghanaian passport at that time. That was the only passport that I had. So when I got to the airport, you know that kind of feeling, like you're not welcome here. You understand that kind of feeling? You are not welcome here, and they ask you all sort of questions. But anyway, I personally don't blame them for doing that. You understand? I simply don't blame them for doing that because majority of us, we travel to countries we don't come. Like for example, some place like South Africa, we have a lot of Ghanaians in South Africa, living and working in South Africa, and also most of the Ghanaians living there went there with a tourist visa. Okay, they went there with a tourist visa, and then they ended up living in South Africa. You understand? So the issue of traveling with African passport is a big deal. It's a big deal, even if it's not a visa free. Okay, even if it's not a visa free and it's just ordinary, what do you call it? Like you get the real visa, even when it's not visa free and you get the real visa. When you are traveling, is a big problem. I don't know about you. Some people will try to make it look like no, they have never had any issue before. That is you. But me, I have had a lot of issue traveling with what do you call it? Traveling with African passport. Another experience was when I was traveling to Mexico. When I was traveling to Mexico, I was using a Ghanaian passport too. When I was traveling to Mexico, when I got to no, not Costa Rica. When I got to Panama, I was stopped and being questioned. You understand? Like I was stopped and being questioned that, what are you going to do in Mexico? What and why did you come through Panama if there is a direct flight from Brazil to Mexico? You understand? Like you get all sorts of silly questions. I wasn't coming to Panama. Okay, in this case, I wasn't even coming to Panama. I was simply going to Mexico for holidays, like some just vacation holidays stuff. And I was stopped and I was asked a lot of questions, guys, like questions on questions. And I just got fed up and I said, okay, fine. If they won't let me go, they should. I always get to that point. Most of the time, I always get to that point of if you won't let me go, just let me return to where I'm coming from, period. You understand? So, using African passport is a very, very big deal. You understand? Like big deal. If you are traveling with African passport, you are always being watched. You are always being looked at some kind of way. You are going to be looked at like when you come in, you are not going out. And I simply don't blame them for that because most of us simply when we come in, we don't go out. You understand? Because most of us, we are what? We are economic migrants. We want something to do. We want jobs. Because where we are coming from, even though there are jobs, those kind of jobs that they have over there, they are not secure jobs. They are not jobs which can help you to pay your bills, and like a whole lot of like inconvenience when you are traveling with what do you call it, with African passport. So there is, yes. So there is a question where most people be like, um, why don't we travel within Africa and then explore Africa and stuff like that? Recently, you saw the video of that Kenyan YouTuber who was being stopped in Zimbabwe, right? You saw those videos, and she was being stopped because they thought she was going through, like she was going through Kenya to South Africa or something. You understand? So it is a very big hassle using what do you call it, an African passport. You understand what I'm saying? I remember again too. I was stopped in Italy. I was stopped in Italy, and apart from Italy too, I was stopped in Denmark too as well. The only listen, the only place, the only place that I was not stopped was in Egypt. In Egypt, when I went to Egypt, I wasn't stopped. Like they just gave me the stamp. They didn't even say anything. They just took my passport and then gave me the stamp. You understand? Like using an African passport is kind of a pain in the ass. It's too much. You have to go through too much. You cannot travel with a African passport to a visa-free place with with tranquility. Like you cannot say, okay, my passport can travel to Singapore on a visa-free, so let me just book hotel and then buy ticket and then go to Singapore with tranquility. You cannot do that. Once you have an African passport, is a big deal. Even if you have what do you call it? You have a visa-free to a country. For example, Ghanaian passport has visa-free with a lot of Caribbean countries like Belize, like Bahamas, all these places. Turks and Caicos, Grenada, these places, like Trinidad and Tobago. Ghanaian passport goes to all these places on a visa-free, but you cannot go. Yes, because when you get there, the possibility of you being deported is just crazy high. Even though your passport is telling you that you don't need visa to those countries. You understand? Your passport, your Ghanaian passport or your African passport, because I know Most African passports, when you are traveling to the Caribbean, you don't really need what do you call it? You don't really need visas to go to those places. If you have most African passport, don't need it. But the only problem is maybe getting a transit visa when you want to travel to the Caribbean, because most of the flights which comes from Africa to the Caribbean are European flights. Majority of the flights are from Europe. You understand? But the question here is, if you why do you have to go through this kind of hassle if you are using an African passport? Even in Africa, why do you have to go through this kind of hardship if you are using an African passport? Okay, ever since I had my Brazilian citizenship, I have been traveling with my Brazilian passport without any question. Without any question. I remember my first trip to London. I used the Brazilian passport. When I got to London, they didn't ask me anything. They literally didn't ask me anything when I was going to London. Like, when I got there, they just took my passport and then they gave me 6 months entrance. And then they just told me have a good time. When I went to France, it was just super calm. They didn't even ask me anything. They just stamped the passport and then they just allow me to go. I went to Portugal, it was the same thing. I went to Ireland, it was the same thing. Like, they take the passport, they give you the stamp, and then they will let you go. But the funny thing is, we still have a lot of Brazilians living illegally in these countries. So, like, we have South Americans living illegally in these countries, and still their passport gives them that freedom. You don't get questioned and stuff like that. But listen, African passport, you need a visa to travel from Africa to Europe. Okay. Even if you apply for the visa and you are being given the European visa in your passport, you are not free. You are still not free, because when you get to Europe, they are still going to stop you and make you feel like you are not supposed to be there. You understand what I'm saying? A typical example was when I traveled to Denmark. I've been talking about this for some time now. The visa that I took a visa from the France embassy. Okay, when I was using the Ghanaian passport, I took a visa from the France embassy here in Brasilia. And when I was given the visa, I said, okay, fine, because I was supposed to go to France for a meeting. So the meeting was canceled. I wasn't able to go to France anymore, and I decided, okay, fine. If the meeting is canceled, then I will just take the advantage of using the visa to go on a holiday or something. So I decided, okay, fine. Then if that's the case, let me use the visa and then go to where? And go to Denmark with the visa. It was a Ghanaian passport with what? With a Schengen visa in it. And when you have Schengen visa, it says you can travel to any part of what? The Schengen countries. You can go to France, you can go to Italy, you can go to Czech Republic, you can go to any part of the Schengen states with the same visa. So I left Ghana because I went for a holiday, okay? So when I went to Ghana, I said, okay, fine. I have the visa. I still have a valid visa to the Schengen country, which is Europe. So let me use the visa and then go to Denmark and visit my family in Denmark. Okay, so I bought a ticket. I bought a ticket from Ghana. I bought a ticket from Ghana to where? To Copenhagen, like from Accra to Copenhagen. So on the journey, during that journey, I wasn't stopped anywhere. But when I got to Copenhagen, man, it was like crazy. It was like I did something wrong. So you can just imagine, you have the visa. Listen, you have the visa in your passport. You have reservation. You have everything in place. And I was having money with me. I think I was having about $5,000 to $6,000 with me at that time. That was in 2014. So I was going for a vacation, and I said, okay, fine. Then if I get there, maybe I might go for a shopping or something. So I was having like $6,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 with me. So I left with my hotel reservation. I had my money, and I didn't want to spend so much time in Denmark because I was also taking care of some other things in Ghana. So I was in hurry. Like literally, I wanted just to go and see my family in Denmark, and then quickly come back to Ghana. And then from Ghana, I would spend like 2 to 3 days in Ghana, and then come back to Brazil. Okay, so my intentions to travel to Denmark was just to see my family, and then maybe buy them. Like I bought some few things for them, like local food and stuff for them, so that I'll just give it to them, because when I got to Ghana, they were like, oh, when you are coming, bring us this, bring us that, bring us this. So I bought everything for them. So when I got there, the first question was because the visa that I was using was a visa that I took from France Embassy. It was a Schengen visa that I took from what? France Embassy. And I had a lot of visas in that passport. Okay, like it's when you see that my Ghanaian passport, it says I have traveled to many places with that passport. But these many places that I've been to, each and every single many places in my passport has a question mark. I was always stopped, like they always stopped me. So in Denmark, they stopped me in Denmark, and they asked me, what am I coming to do in Denmark? And I told them that I was coming for a vacation. Okay, like I'm on a vacation, so I'm coming for a vacation. And the next question, they asked me, so the visa you have in your passport, you took the visa from from France Embassy. So why didn't you go to France, or why haven't you go to France and you are coming to Denmark with the visa? And I was like, why? Can't I asked the immigration officer a question too. I was asking, is it not possible to use a visa which is taken from France Embassy to come to Denmark? That was the question that I asked the female immigration officer. And she said, yes, you can. You can use the visa that you took from France Embassy and then come to Denmark. So I was like, okay, so that is what I'm doing. I'm using the visa to come to Denmark because it is a Schengen visa. And they say, normally you don't do that. When you get a visa from a Schengen country, you have to go to that country first before you come to any other part of the Schengen area. I never knew about this. This I never knew about, because I know if you have a Schengen visa, you can simply travel to any part of the Schengen states without any question. Once you have the visa, you buy your ticket, you get your reservation, you go. And she was like, no, it doesn't work like that. If you have the visa from France embassy, you have to go to France, and then from France, then you have to come to what do you call it, Denmark or any other place in the Schengen state. And she asked me, why do I have, listen, why do I have other visas in my passport which has not been used? Like Schengen visas, because I had some other Schengen visas that I took from Italian embassy. They gave me Schengen visa. I didn't use it. I took another one from Czech Republic. I didn't use it. And I took another one from Holland embassy. I didn't use it. And finally, I took two times the Schengen visa with France embassy. And I didn't use the first one, and I'm using the last one. So she was asking me, why do I have all these visas in my passport and I have not used those visas? And I said, yes, because the kind of job I do, most of the time, I only travel when it's necessary. I don't just wake up and travel just like that. And she was like, okay, what do you do? Because in your passport, it shows that you have been to a lot of countries, and the countries that you have been to, you never stayed for more than a week. Some of the country you stayed for only 4 days and 3 days and you left. So what did you go there to do? What did you go there to do? And I was like, some of the countries that you see the visa in my passport, I went there for holidays, and some of them I went there for work. So literally, these are the reasons why you see a lot of visas in my passport. And I said, the kind of job that I do, normally I have to go and then represent the people that I'm working for, because the people that I'm working for, most of them are also very, very busy, like ministers, deputies, and all that. So most of them are very busy. So if there is some kind of meeting or something or a workshop and they cannot go, what they do is they send me to go. So that was what I told her. And she asked me, what do you do? Look, since the time I got there, I think I spent about 30 minutes to 1 hour. 30 minutes to 1 hour just answering unnecessary questions, at the Denmark, the Danish airport, international airport. I was stopped. They stopped me. They were they were asking me unnecessary questions. She was asking me, so what do you do? Like, what do you do in Brazil? And I was like, I work and live in Brazil. I told you I work and live in Brazil. So I travel when it's necessary, like when I'm being sent to travel. But this time around, I'm traveling because we were supposed to go to a meeting in France, and the meeting was canceled. So because of the meeting was canceled, I had a free ticket to travel. So I made a choice that the free ticket, I want my ticket to Denmark, because I want to visit Denmark. I want to, come for a tourist in Denmark. So she asked me, so what do you want to see in Denmark? I said, there are many local things I want to see, like the lifestyle, everyday, day-to-day lifestyle. I want to take some pictures and make some videos of the lifestyle in Denmark and stuff like that. So this is why I'm coming to Denmark. And she asked me, how long are you going to stay in Denmark? And I was like, on my reservation, it says 7 days. So I'm going to stay for 7 days in Denmark. And she asked me, do you have money to spend during this time? I was like, yes, I have money to spend. I have money. So yes. So she was like, okay, fine. But I can simply listen what she said. She told me direct, I can simply deny you entering to Denmark. And I said, if you want to deny me entering to Denmark, it's not a problem. You can just deny me and let me go back. Yes, let me go back to Ghana because I'm coming from Ghana. Even though I live and work in Brazil, I'm coming from Ghana. So if you want to deny me entering, you can send me back to Ghana. And she was like, no, why are you upset or you are angry? I said, I have been here with you for a long time. You asked me unnecessary questions. You asked all the questions that you asked me. I gave you reasons. You asked me everything. I gave you the answer for everything. So why are you still wasting my time? So if you don't want me to enter your country, just let me go back. That was what I said. I said it direct to her. She was a female immigration officer. And I was like, if you don't want me to go, just let me go back to Ghana, period. Because I'm not ready to go through this bullshit. Like too much question. You see, I have a passport which shows that I travel a lot. I've been to a lot of places. I'm not here to stay. So you are stopping me because I'm using an African passport. Because most Ghanaians, they come, they don't go back. Yes, I know. I'm not part of the most Ghanaians. Before you give those people the visa, you have to know, oh yeah, you are really giving them the visa. But if you give them the visa and they are coming, you don't have to stop them because you decided and you gave them the visa. So when you are traveling with African passport, it's a whole lot of hassle. Even within Africa, you go through a lot of hassle, guys. I'm going to post a link if you have any experience to, or you want to ask any question. I can allow you to come on. The link is right there. You can join the conversation if you want to be part of it, to share your experience too. The link is right there. You can click the link. Then I will simply allow you to come on to also share your side of the story. Do you have multiple passports like the way I have? Do you have two, or do you have one passport? Where are you coming from? Which kind of passport are you using? Are you using an African passport, or you are using Asian passport? Or what is your experience traveling with your passport? Have you ever been stopped? How is it like for you? So I have the link posted over there. If you want to join the link, if you want to join the chat, you can simply join the chat by clicking and then joining the conversation. So African passport wahala. Traveling with African passport is really a big deal. So me traveling with Brazilian passport, I haven't go through any kind of inconvenience. I always pass through immigration without any questions. They take the passport, they look at the passport, they give me my visa, or they give me my entrance stamp, and then I go. So there is a big difference when you are using African passport to travel, even within Africa. So that what do you call it? That Kenyan vlogger who went through that kind of hassle, she's not the first, okay? And that place wouldn't be the last. She will still go through a lot of hassle. Yeah, she will still go through a lot of hassle. So African passport has a lot of wahala. I know a lot of you don't understand what wahala is. Wahala means suffering, okay? In the west of Africa, when you say wahala, it is a language from Hausa language, okay? It means suffering. So therefore, if you are using an African passport, you have to be ready to face or go through the wahala. If you want to be part of the conversation, the link is right there. You click the link, and then I'll allow you to join the link. Then you can share your experience too as well. And I can also ask you some few questions too as well if you want to be part of the conversation to share your experience. Or maybe even if you know somebody who has been through this kind of hard time using their country passport too, you can come and then tell us, and you can also share with us, where did it happen? Where did it happen? Yeah, so you should let me know, guys. If you want to be part of the conversation, the link is right there. You just click the link and then you join the conversation. You understand? Yes. Yeah, so guys, let me give you guys some 2 minutes. Yes, I'll give you guys 2 minutes. If after 2 minutes nobody joins the conversation, then I will just drop the live video and then maybe prepare some other vlogs afterwards. But the link is right there if you want to join this live stream to share some experiences from friends, from yourself, from your family, in terms of using African passport. Just click the link over there and join and share your thoughts. Has it been very easy for you as an African to get a visa? Has it been very easy for you as an African to travel with even a visa in your passport? How is it like? How does it feel like? Because I remember in the group chat I saw in the group chat there were some few people who said they had visas but they were denying even boarding a flight. Yes, they were denying even boarding a flight, even with their visas in their passport. They were denying boarding a flight. So, are you part of that kind of group which that kind of thing has happened to? What is your experience? What is your experience, guys? The link is right there. If you want to join, you click and then you join. But if you don't have anything to share, then guys, hey, somebody wrote in French. It's very complicated. I don't speak, I don't speak French, so I don't really know what you are saying in French. So anybody who understands French can translate it to me in English. Somebody wrote something in French over there. I don't understand what it is. Yes. So yeah. So guys, if you don't have any experience to share on this passport thing, then guys, let me just end the video here.